I'm your science teacher. We are learning chapter 11, work and energy. Now, last time we saw about energy, that kinetic energy we learned, right? Anything which is in motion possesses kinetic energy. Anything which possesses motion have kinetic energy. If you see, right? So what did I give you is, let's say you apply force on an object and the object get displaced. Initial velocity is u and final velocity is when you apply force on it, right? So when you push an object, the object get displaced from one place to another. Hence the kinetic energy possesses k, right? Kinetic energy possesses is ek is equal to 1 half mv square, but in that case your initial velocity u is equal to 0 and your final velocity will remain the same. But just in case if your initial velocity is not equal to 0, you get an equation as 1 half mv square minus u square. Okay, now we are going to see is the next energy we call as a potential energy. Now think a little, that why do you put the water tank, which the water used for shower or in washroom is kept at certain height. Think a little that if you jump from some table or some first floor or from second floor, no, I know you nobody can do like this, but just an example we think of, that in which case you get hurt more. If the height is more, you get hurt more. So why does this thing happen? For example, if a stone is hit from the first floor and if the stone is hit from the terrace, the stone which comes from the terrace will hit you more, right? The damage will be more. My question is why? So the answer for that is potential energy. The energy is transferred from an object stored in the form of potential energy. Means if you lift an object and take you from one place to certain height, whatever the work you are doing, that work or that energy is transferred into potential energy. That work or that thing is transferred into potential energy, right? That is the reason as what I said, that the energy is stored right? The energy is stored in the form of potential energy. Let me give you an example here. See, for example, you lift an object and take it to certain height. So you did some work in order to move from when you move from one place to here. So whatever work means, this work what you did is stored in the form of kinetic, in the terms of potential energy. So anything which is stationary, have potential energy, and anything which is in motion has kinetic energy. So anything which is stationary has potential energy, but the more it should be at the height, the more energy is stored as in the form of potential energy. For example, I take you higher and higher, right? So simple potential energy depends upon what? Height. Potential energy depends upon what? Height. Now let us derive an equation. Let's say you are taking an object whose mass is m. So basically you are doing some work to take it from one place to another, right? So W is equal to F, right? Force into displacement. Now here your displacement is what? That is your height. Your displacement is what? That is your height. So here what I am talking is your displacement is your height. Okay. So what I'm talking is your displacement is your height. So here as what I said, your displacement is your height. Okay. So when you say this thing, your displacement is your height, what does that mean? That when you say W is equal to F into S, so this is called M into A into S. Right? Now as what you know, it is going in terms of potential energy. So that gives you what? That gives you what? M is equal to G. Now why does this G came from? You know, G stands for here. This G stands for what? Right? When you say this G is nothing but when the acceleration, right, it is moving in opposite of gravitational energy on towards the gravitational energy, we call it at this thing. And this will be your height. So basically this is nothing but called PE, potential energies derivation. And what is that? Potential energies derivation is mgh. mgh. What does that mean, mgh? That potential energy depends upon mass, gravitational acceleration and height. Potential energy depends upon mass, gravitational acceleration and height. Got it what I say? It depends on three things: mass, gravitational and height. Now you know gravitational acceleration will not change, but definitely your mass will change and your height will change. So more is the mass, more is the potential energy. And more is the height, more is the potential energy. Now, second thing which we are taking is potential energy does not depend upon path. Path means what? Let's say there is a person who's taking that object from, let's say there is a person who's taking the object from this to this. Okay, let's say there is a person who's taking the object from here to here. Okay, the person who is taking an object from here to here. So here what I'm saying is, here what I'm saying is, this is the path of an object. Now let's say there is some person who is taking an object from stairs. So let's say this person is going in a lift and this person is going in on stairs case. Okay, and then it reaches here. So basically the height will remains the same. The height will remains the same. This height and this height are same. So again I am repeating, potential energy does not depend upon the path. Potential energy does not depend upon the path. It only and only depend upon the height. Right? So in this case also the potential energy, and in this case also the potential energy, they both are equal. So potential energy in both these cases are equal. Understood what I said? Potential energy in both these cases are equal. So I hope you are getting what I am trying to say. Potential energy depend upon this two. It is like this. Okay. So let me show it in our textbook. What it says, the potential energy, the energy transferred, that is, so the potential energy possessed by an object is the energy present by its virtue of position or this thing. So basically it is stored in the form of potential energy. Now let us derive an equation. Now as what I said, the gravitational potential energy is defined as the work done in raising an object against the gravity. Now let's say I told you, so this is the derivation. Consider an object of mass m, we are taking to height h. So W is equal to mgh, EP is equal to mgh. So whatever work done is equal to mgh, and that is equal to its potential energy. It's simple and straight. Then what we say is, it does not depend upon the path. It does not depend upon the path. It only depend upon the height. Potential energy only and only depend upon the height. So I hope you got it what I am trying to say. Fine? Understood what I said? So that's it for today. I hope you understand about potential energy. I hope you understand about potential energy. That Potential energy is nothing but it is the energy stored. So basically anything which is stationary possesses potential energy, anything which is moving possesses kinetic energy. So basically potential energy depend upon height and mass. More is the mass, more is the potential energy. More is height, more is the potential energy. Fine, that's it for today. Thank you so much.